Hi everyone, how are you today? Hi. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day wherever you are. Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. As usual, if you can hear me, I never trust these things very much. If you can hear me, if you can give me a thumbs up. Hello, everybody. You can give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I don't know. I am very insecure that I always think this thing never works. So one of these days I'll get secure and not have to ask that. But how are you all doing? I see a bunch of my friends in the chat right now. I know I said a hello to a bunch of you earlier. Let's see who I didn't say hello to and who is here. Let's see. I said hello to Joyce and Lydia and Elaine and Fancy. Oh, hi, Dory and Marlene. And let's see. I said hi to Rosa earlier and Susie Q. Hey, Susie Q. And Carolyn. And let's see who else is here. Lynn. Hey, Lynn. And Sandra. And Adrian and Ty. Hi, Ty Fletcher and Joan and let's see who else is here. Faye, hello Faye. Hi guys. Yeah, hey, I got my thumbs up. Thank you guys. Like I said, one of these days I am going to get secure and know that the minute I say something that it actually is that you can hear me. So I'm not there yet. So pardon my insecurities, but hi. Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. Again, I hope you're all having a fantastic day. It's actually turning out to be a very nice day in New York. So I don't know how cold it is because I haven't been out there yet. But yeah, and this is Facts and Two Cents. As you know, this is a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Harry, Meghan, Big Boy Archie, Baby Lily, Mama Doria, Poola Guy, and the chickens. So that's who we're here for. That's who we support. Again, if you are here and you're not necessarily a supporter of Harry and Meghan, you're free to hang with us and listen to the podcast, but do not leave nasty messages or post nasty messages in the chat. We will ban you. So there, don't waste your time. Don't waste my time. But, and if you feel like, this is not what you don't care about the Sussexes, that's not your thing, then, maybe this is not the channel for you. So that's, consider that as well. But other than that, welcome. Lots has been happening. Oh, before I even get there, I have to apologize. I am so sorry, guys. I am way behind on comments, responding to your comments. They are there. I have been having to take care of some personal stuff the last few days, and I've been trying to respond, and I've only gotten to a few of them, and I'm way behind, like 4 days behind. I'm so sorry. I am going through every single one as I usually do, and I'm going to be responding to all of them. So I apologize that I am way behind. But as of today, I'll be responding to a bunch of them. Hi, Kenneth and Patty and Gift and Truple or Truple Verdum. Oh, that's interesting. I have never heard of that before. Oro, hello. Hello, Patty. Did I say Patty? Hi, Patty. Hi, Sistren. How are you guys doing? Welcome. Like I said, there is lots going on. I mean, our fave Harry and Meghan love them. They're, being all quiet, hanging out under their tree in Montecito, minding their own business as they've been doing. And while everybody else seemed to scream and trying to get their attention, as we know, they're, on Shutter Island, they're still screaming because they try to basically, guilt Harry and Meghan into coming back to the UK for their, that PR Thanksgiving thing they did a few days ago, which, by the way, the one person that's supposed to be a Thanksgiving for old Prince Phil, and he's the one person that nobody's been talking about. It's like, who is this Thanksgiving thing is supposed to be about again? Nobody is talking about old Prince Phil, and yet, it's supposedly his Thanksgiving. I'm like, whatever. Happy Harry and Meghan didn't fall for that nonsense. But anyway, they're under their tree. I imagine Harry, getting ready for Invictus, putting the final touches on whatever he's doing for. Hi, Sylvia. How are you? The final touches for Invictus Games, which is actually going to start in about 14 days. I think it's 15 days. I think it starts on the 16th of April. Hi, Khadijah. How are you? So Harry's probably sitting under a tree doing that, making all his final calls and everything. Meghan, she's minding her business, working on Pearl and Archetype. And it's like, it's like everybody's trying to get their attention, and they're like, I'm busy. Leave me alone, And so, but it's it seems like Shutter Island can't survive without Harry and Meghan. They are now on to Harry and Meghan are going to go to some guy's wedding. I mean, I can't even remember who they are. Some kid's wedding that I guess is a friend of Harry and Meghan. So it's like there are all these predictions about what Harry and Meghan are going to do. And it's like, just leave our faves alone. Our faves are doing their thing. So yeah. And as you guys can see, our little scroller thing is going by in the bottom there. I just noticed that I put that on. Please subscribe if you are here, and if you haven't subscribed, please do share it with a friend. Subscribe to our channel. Help us grow this channel. So I'm gonna leave our little sticker, a little scrolly thing there for a bit, and while that, to remind everybody to subscribe. But anyways, some, other than Shutter Island, some other people have been trying to get Harry and Meghan's attention, and it's actually been pretty cool. I don't know if you guys remember this from last year. The Library of Congress tweeted this last year, and all squaddies went into shock, like, what? Meghan has a book in the Library of Congress? Carla Hayden, and she's such a nice lady, actually. She was really, really nice in telling us about Meghan's book when she, from 1996, grade school, really. And, I was like, did you know that, she said, did you know that Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, wrote a book in 8th grade titled A Face Without Freckles is a Night Without Stars. And she extols the wonders of freckles with drawings and verse. Meghan submitted it to Copyright Office in 1996. And so, we had that going, and everybody is like, hi, Ngozi, how are you? I see you there. But yes, I goes. We're going to talk about that in a bit. Yes, I saw that. And we'll talk about what Ngozi is talking about in a bit. But coming back to Meghan, Meghan and her Night Without Freckles is A Face Without Freckles is a Night Without Stars. So we had that, and we were all like, release that book. And so that happened last year. And and we know, actually, Meghan actually even talked about this picture when she was on Ellen, how she drew that picture, and she was trying to imitate Andy McDowell with her haircut, and so she drew that picture of herself because that's the haircut that she had at the time, and so yesterday the US Copyright Office came at us again, and decided to, get Meghan's attention again, or, at least like saying, hey, Meghan, we remember you're out there, it's like, it's like, what does Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, teach us about copyright and unpublished works? Glad you asked. Answer await in our latest blog post. 3 ways Meghan Markle show us that copyright registration is for everyone. And it's like, oh geez, thank you, US Copyright Office, which actually I need to contact them for, copywriting some works. But but it was just so funny. It was like, oh, thank you, at least some positive things instead of ridiculous British press trying to get screaming about Harry and Meghan do or don't do something, and so this is their blog post, and they're like, 3 ways the Duchess of Sussex can show us that copyright registration is for us. It's like, and they go on and talk about, I put a link to the article in the description of this video, where they basically gave 3 different ways that Meghan could inspire people to copyright their works. And it's like, of all the things I was thinking, Meghan is inspiring, I hadn't really thought about this part. And I was like, oh, well, let's just add this one to our list. Another way that Meghan inspires us, is by copywriting our work. And so, which is absolutely, I mean, if you're a writer, if you're a painter, artist, whatever, is copyright your work. And one of, I use them all the time. And like the background here, this is my dad's artwork, and I use them to copyright this artwork so that it is protected. And again, like I said last time, there's a link to this in our description if you're interested in this work. If you're interested in art and interested in getting stuff with my dad's work, this is it in the background there. So this copyright, I was like, yeah, thank you for reminding me. I need to do some more of this. So yeah, it's really it was just really like out of the blue, and so it was really interesting. And then Meghan was this magazine called Worth Magazine nominated Meghan. Again, somebody's like, hey, Meghan in Montecito, we want to get your attention, but in a good way. They nominated Meghan as part, as one of their 50 groundbreaking women, and it was just like, oh, I mean, I had not heard of Worth Magazine before, and it was really cool. I was like, oh, well, that is actually really cool. And Meghan is not, she was one of the 50. Hi, Ma Jones. How are you? Hey, Lynn. She was one of 50, and a couple of my favorite people were there as well. Dame Sandra Mason, who is the new president of Barbados, along with my favorite, my favorite PM wasn't one of the people that is mentioned in this, but my favorite PM is Mia Motley. So she is with Mia Motley in Barbados. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, you guys would remember her because for the Times 100, where Harry and Meghan were on the cover, Ngozi was also, she was also on that cover, and Meghan and Harry did the write-up for her. She is the Director General of the WTO, the World Trade Organization. And so she is also on one of the 50, also Michelle Wu, who's the mayor. I think Michelle is, you guys can correct me. I think she's the first female mayor of Boston. So yeah, and along with a bunch of other people like Simone Biles and all of those people that they were nominated. But it was really cool, and it says, from giving birth to a second child to announcing a new partnership with fintech platform, the Duchess is quite an eventful year, and here is a little bit more about her. This is this is what they used, and the little write-up about her. I wasn't too thrilled about the write-up in the fact that they mentioned about Megxit, and then Harry having to correct that and saying that it's misogynistic, which it is, but at the end it says, ultimately though, after all listing all the things that she's done, ultimately though, making the decision to step away from royal life was bold and controversial, but the two prove that they could be much more than royals in 2021. And so true, so it was really cool. And I was like, okay, Meghan, people get it, she's out there doing her thing, being quiet, and people are just recognizing her, so I just think it's just fantastic. So yeah, Meghan. um, Also, let's see what else is going on. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat over there. I don't know if you guys had seen any of this, so let me see what y'all are saying. Let's get rid of our banner. Just hide that for a second and go back to chat and see what y'all are saying in the chat. I want to say hey. Let's see. Sylvia says, I just jumped into a conversation. Harry is done with that cesspool island press media hateful TV. Yeah, pretty much. The fact that, they are not even responding to anything they do. It's, yeah, totally. Let's see. Who else is chatting in here? Okay, we'll come back to the chat. Well, we'll come back to the chat in a second. Let's see what else is happening. And Archewell just I should say this was just announced, I should say, that Harry and Meghan Archewell taps Sony Pictures alum Farrah Taylor as head of marketing. And the cool thing about this is they hired Farrah in 2021. She was hired since September last year. And we are just finding out about this now. And I love this so much. And this is how much Harry and Meghan stuff are under lockdown. Because it's just like, this happened. This was last September. And we're just finding out about this now. So she's been on this job this whole time, and it's fantastic. And it says that she's will oversee global marketing efforts for its three divisions, Archewell Productions, the three divisions of Archewell Productions, which has exclusive deals with Netflix, Archewell Audio, which has an exclusive audio contract with Spotify, and a non-for-profit foundation. So yeah, I just think that is fantastic. And also it also says that Taylor has worked on dozens of campaigns, including those in Spider-Man and James Bond franchises. And it also says she worked in marketing roles at Paramount Pictures and DreamWorks Animation. And also one of the cool things about this is she's a co-founder for the I Am Voter, which is a nonprofit civil engagement organization. And also Diana Mandani, who is also, she's the president of Archewell. She actually is overseeing the podcast department as well. She is also a co-founder of I Am Voter. So I think it's like a little bit of teamwork there with I Am Voter, and knowing how Meghan is very much an advocate of voting rights and all of that stuff. So it's such a wonderful, I think it's just such a wonderful match for all of them. So it's like, wow, they are really tapping into the things and the people that really are, working in the areas that they are interested in. So I am really excited about that. Very much excited about this hire. And Archewell is doing their thing. And again, everything is under lockdown. There is no rush. They're not, trying to outdo anyone or be in competition with anyone. Although you would never know that by Shutter Island. They seem to be in a one-way war with the Sussexes. And the Sussexes are like, we're busy under a tree, minding our own business. So, yeah. So that is really cool. What is this thing about someone named Neil Sean? What is this? Is there a way we might draw attention to Neil Sean's bizarre 3 times a day stories about Meghan? He has a large following and focuses on Meghan because it's no, just you. Any attention with him would give him more money. Yeah, so no, that might not be the best thing. I mean, if he's on YouTube, that's a YouTube thing. YouTube, unfortunately, there are many accounts on YouTube that are hate accounts, and YouTube has that there because they make money from hate and they profit off of it, unfortunately. And so any kind of attention to that, other than, reporting it if there's, something that is dangerous or whatever it is, I don't really watch his channel, so I wouldn't know what he is saying. But yeah, there are some people that are just obsessed with the Sussexes, and in a negative way. And unfortunately, that's, yeah, it's very unfortunate, but any more attention to them would just give them more eyes on it. And that's the one thing we don't want to do. So yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, the British crazies can't bring themselves to comment on Harry and Meghan's accomplishments. Things that make you go, yes, Joan. Well, I mean, the goal is to always look for the negatives. They're never going to comment on their goals. If you notice, even, the press, the same way, they will never comment on the things that Harry and Meghan are accomplishing. They will always look for some negative angle. Even if they're writing about the accomplishment, they are going to write it with a negative slant. And so that's something we see all the time. Don't be surprised. It's just, unfortunately, that's their thing. It's they feed and they make money off of negativity. And unfortunately, the majority of people, unfortunately, that's the thing. They love the negativity because, apparently it may make them feel better about their own lives or something. I don't know, but that's what they feed on. Ty Fletcher, thank you so much. I appreciate your super sticker. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's see. Sharon says, these people know that W and K, William and Kate, won't bring any money in, but Harry and Meghan. Yeah, exactly. Harry and Meghan will. Yeah, exactly. That's why they've been screaming at the top of their lungs, why aren't you in England for your grandfather's Thanksgiving? Which is really, it's not really about the Thanksgiving. It's really because we want to take pictures so we can make money, because nobody wants to buy pictures of William and Kate. Even when, with the Charmless offensive tour flopping, the kids would come out, and even with the kids, it's not selling. So we want Harry and Meghan. Again, the two people weren't there, the top of the headlines, and the person who the Thanksgiving is supposed to be about is not there, not in their headlines. Nobody's talking about old Prince Phil. So yeah, it is what it is, right? And so, but anyways, moving on, let's see what else is happening. Our romance is going on, everybody. It is such a wonderful picture, with our VP Kamala Harris and Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness meeting a couple of days ago in DC at the White House for a meeting. And it's so wonderful because, as the tweet says, VP Kamala Harris, her dad, is a Jamaican. And so it must be such a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing to be able to, for, Andrew Holness, one, to meet her, and then knowing that she is from, that's his people from Jamaica, at the highest office in the land, in the US. And it's, oh my gosh, I can't imagine, what that must have been like for both of them. And here is our VP and her dad. He is like 80 something years old. He was a professor, and it's like amazing. It's just I can't imagine how proud, it's like a proud Jamaican, how proud he is. And here they are at the, Andrew Holness, PM Andrew Holness and his team in DC, meeting with Kamala Harris, our VP, and her team. And it's just, he talked about how inspiring. There's a video, and I posted the link in the description, a video of him talking about how inspiring VP Harris, Kamala Harris, is to the young people in Jamaica, and how much it has inspired them to come in and to really seek to be a part of, or to be in the political space, and inspire them to be more of activists and take the initiative in really going forward to help the country make the changes that need to be that it needs to make. And he talked about how much he has inspired women to just enter into that space. And it just, I mean, I cannot imagine what a proud moment. And it's just like, I am just like, last week he was standing there giving, basically divorcing the queen, and here he is in, at the White House with his people, his people are VP, and talking about how the US and Jamaican relationship. And he tweeted this. He said, "This afternoon, I had the distinguished pleasure of meeting with VP Vice President of the United States, the Honorable Kamala Harris. Our discussions were very productive, and we affirmed our shared commitment to increase cooperation for mutual benefit in Jamaica, the mutual benefit of Jamaica and the United States." And and it's so wonderful. I think, and they talked about, different areas that they can help, like in violence prevention and intelligence and information sharing, targeting at-risk youths, cybersecurity, digital technology, and, expansion in commerce and trade, and support for health sector and, energy sector. I mean, there's so many things that they talked about. And I was just like, I don't know for you guys, but from where it was last week to this, it's like, talk about, England and the Queen fading into the background here. It's wonderful to see this. I mean, and the US and Jamaica has always had a good relationship, but to see it really blossoming into something. And here he is meeting with Janet Yellen, who is the Secretary of the Secretary of the Treasurer and of the Treasury, I'm sorry, and then his press secretary tweeted out that during the bilateral talks, it was announced that the U.S. is set to invest JMD $3.1 billion into Jamaica. And I was just like, holy mackerel. I was like, well, no wonder he kicks the Queen to the curb. When is the Queen, give, investing $3.1 billion into Jamaica? The Queen is trying to kick out Jamaicans, or at least the UK is trying to kick out Jamaicans from the UK. And I just think this is so fantastic. I just, they didn't say what the US was getting out of the investment. I would love to see, because, US is not going to just invest $3.1 billion just for the sake, because they're so nice and because, they're just good people. I'd want to see what the US gets out of that deal. And, I'd want to make sure that, it's an even thing where, Jamaica gets the 3.1 billion and, and whatever US gets, it's not taking, from the Jamaican people, where there's an imbalance as it is with the UK. So I am just like, hopefully some of that 3.1 billion is going to the poor where it needs to go to help them to build themselves up. And I'm just like, you go Jamaica, I was just, from where we were last week to this is a big difference. So, I mean, there he was just doing his thing. He was on television and everything. There was I guess a morning show in DC. Here's Andrew Holness hanging out with DC. And it's funny, these two ladies I saw the video that he posted about this, and these two ladies were more wanting to talk about the beaches in Jamaica. And he is like, he's talking about climate change and, infrastructure and all of this thing. And they were like, beaches. And it was just like, you go, Prime Minister Holness, so it's just wonderful. I just think it's a wonderful thing. And I think this is the thing that the queen or the royal family was afraid of, because when you lose Jamaica, they're afraid that there's like this domino effect where the rest of them are going to go, and for good reason. Jamaica, the Gleaner, they reported that, at least the professor, one of their leading professors, Vereen Shepherd, she says, I'm sure Prince William got instructions, but please don't say apology. Don't use that word, because you're going to commit the British state to reparations. She's talking, this is the fallout, the continuing fallout from the Charmless offensive tour. And so it's like Jamaicans, they could see right through it. It's like, yeah, somebody told him not to apologize. Because if you apologize, then, you're going to have to do something about it. You're going to have to, that means you're committed to reparations, and it says, meanwhile, Antigua and Barbuda Prime Minister Gaston Brown says Jamaica has taken a step in the right direction by signaling its intent to part ways with the British monarch. Brown says cutting ties with the Queen is an aspiration for all independent Caribbean countries. By doing so, we will be literally closing the circle of independence. I believe that each country within the Commonwealth all aspire to become a republic. And he goes on to say, Brown said his government is looking into removing the Queen as head of state in the Twin Island Eastern Caribbean state. And that, here we go. Antigua and Barbuda, looking at it. St. Lucia is also, they are looking to remove the Queen from the, removing the Privy Council as the Privy Council as their top, their top court. And so to then use one that's in the Caribbean. So it's just, they're all, and this is exactly what the royal family was worried about, that when Jamaica goes, there's going to be a domino effect. And now all three that the Cambridges went to, they're all looking at, removing them. And now we have, St. Lucia, we have Antigua, Barbuda. It's the same thing. They're all looking into removing her. And I wouldn't be surprised if US is right in there to be like, you want some money? Let's invest in you. I would not be surprised. So, Sistren says, you can tell the difference from PM meeting with the VP, unlike the Lambridge. Yeah, very different. It's very, very different. It's just, look, there is one of hope, and then there's one of leaving people who you have an abusive relationship with. I mean, it's exactly why Harry and Meghan upped and left. It's like you're in these relationship and you're like, no, there's got to be a better way to do this. And it's good to see Jamaica has started, and it's kind of giving the blueprint for others to leave. Terry says, imagine a British reporter flew to Santa Barbara to write about the Sussex life in Montecito, from dinner date to local shopping, and that is stalkerish. And somebody again. I mean, it just, yeah. That is definitely stalkerish, it's definitely obsessive, and it's definitely dangerous. And so I don't know what it is about. There is an obsession on that island that it's such a narcissistic culture that it's just like, oh my gosh, it's like they'll stalk you until they kill you. And it's unbelievable that they would do that. But anyways, I am just really happy to see going back to the Caribbean, and very happy to see that all of them have worked. It's like, everyone wake up, we're leaving, we are ditching the Queen. So yeah. And Bahamas is also talking about it. The PM of Bahamas, who I was really irritated about, because he was the one that was like, welcome, it's been so long, you should have been here before. Now he's saying that his government will listen and participate in discussions on the future of the monarchy. The PM administration will listen to and participate in and fully support these discussions. So they are talking too about the role of the monarchy and the future of the monarchy in their country. So even though they're rolled over and bow down, they are, they are engaging in talks. And as I said, the last episode where I had to apologize that there were protesters in the Bahamas, but the police basically shut down the protesters and they were not very happy. So whomever it is that, allow them to shut down the protesters, but at least the government is waking up and they're like, well, we're going to have to start talking, about the Queen's role. So how long this takes, I don't know, but at least we know the process is starting. So that is wonderful. My Jones says, Petal, that family is coming after that money. I'm not sure. You mean the British royal family is going to come after the $3.1 billion? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not sure. So, my Jones, do another post and explain to me what you mean. Let's see. Jones says, I love it. They can import well-made products to the US, unlike the crap from where. Here you go. I mean, there are so many things Jamaica can export. I mean, so that's awesome. Let's see. Oh, Sylvia says, Petal, thank you for bringing all the positive info. There is no need to give PR to the unroyal family. No, there isn't. There really isn't. I mean, although we're going to talk about it in a couple minutes, but, you're right. There is none. And I will lessen that in for future episode. Thank you for calling that out, Sylvia. I appreciate that. And Geraldine says, thank you so much for your attention to this because it really bothered me. He has thousands and I don't read them. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what we're talking about here. Sorry, Geraldine. And I'm not sure what you don't. If you can do another post, Geraldine, and I may be jumping in the middle of your conversation. So it's kind of like when you eavesdrop on something and you jump in the middle of a conversation. So yeah. So send me another post and let me know, explain to me a little bit what you mean, Geraldine. Lydia said they are not wanting to pay. That half apology was pitiful. I mean, it wasn't an apology. It was just saying, basically slavery is bad. Yes. And the sky is blue and water is wet and fish swim in the ocean. I mean, that for me is the same thing. So yeah. Kathy says, maybe VP Kamala Harris can speak with Harry and Meghan, can be a special ambassador. Oh, with Harry and Meghan, can be a special ambassador for the US. Hey, I like that. Not sure that, they have their company and they're, under a tree doing their own thing. So, but hey, who knows? Harry and Meghan would be a wonderful ambassador to anything. So, yeah. And Catherine says, Goldilocks' so-called apology is nothing but meaningless words, like everything else he says. Yeah, it's just words that somebody wrote, and he just basically read those words. And apparently they took 2 private secretaries to them on their trip, which most likely they wrote those words and he just read them. So it just Let's see. Oh, Geraldine says, I am proud to say I heard you talking about Barbados and wanted to share with you. My son is a diplomat. Oh, my son is a diplomat there. Was supposed to stay for 4 years, but he will return to Washington in October. Wow, that is so awesome, Geraldine. Oh, child. When your son takes you to the White House, you got to take pictures. You owe us pictures. You owe us video. You owe us everything. That is so wonderful to hear. Oh, I love Barbados. Barbados is like one of my favorite islands. But I mean, I haven't been there since I was a child. 20 twice. I was very, very little when I was in Barbados, and both times horrible things happened. It's like nature attacked us. One was a hurricane, and the other one was like a volcano, and it was just like the childhood trauma memories of Barbados. But I love Barbados. I really, apart from those little traumas, other than that, I loved it. Let's see. Petal, the entire Leeward and Windward Island should remove the Queen, and also they should remove Betty's image from the Eastern Caribbean. Yes, absolutely, Sistren, absolutely, yes. The fact that so many islands in the Caribbean have been, so-called independent for years and years and years, and still how the Queen has head of state is like, I have no idea why. Like, how was that possible? So yes, I totally believe that she should be removed pronto. So let's see what else is going on here. What else do I have? Oh, well, we have to, we're jumping over to Shutter Island for a bit. And the nonsense about, again, screaming about Harry and Meghan not coming, and Ingrid Seward, one of those, royal gossipers, her thing was, she was complaining that nobody is, other than Prince Harry and Meghan saying, or at least Harry saying, we're not coming. She's like, no spokesperson spewed out long sentences of undecipherable wordage. No, there were no flowers with florist name proudly displayed. Let's insult Harry and Meghan and wonder why they're not here. No comments from Archewell, nothing, not even a word from their supporters on various social media platforms. And it's just like, I don't know, England, y'all are strange people. Because somewhere in your mind, you can abuse people, insult them, have all these polls about how they're not wanted and all of these things. And yet, when they don't show up, you complain that you haven't heard from them. They haven't said a word, and other than the fact that they're not coming. And it is like, I don't think I have ever run into a group of people or a nation of people quite like British people. Y'all are nutcases. You are absolutely nutcases. It is amazing to me. But anyways, moving on. I don't know if you guys have seen this one. Prince William and Kate have appointed BAFTA executive Amanda Berry as their new CEO for the Royal Foundation. And, she's basically taken over for Jason Kanoff. Yes, that Jason Kanoff, that one who, really did everything in his power to destroy Meghan, with the bullying charges and leaking her information in court that William, approved of and all of that stuff. Yeah, so she's taking over for Jason Kanoff. And so this Amanda Berry, she was the chief over at BAFTA. This is, Kensington Palace. Yeah, we are very much looking forward to working with Amanda. And I'm thrilled that she's chosen to join us at the Royal Foundation. Her extensive experience will be a tremendous value as we continue our ambitious charitable work. So they're all excited, but who is Amanda Berry? Where have we seen this before? We're not racist. BAFTA boss says we're not racist after Selma snub causes an outrage. And despite many high-profile actors acknowledging it is harder to be a Black actor, the head of BAFTA says the industry isn't racist. And who is that executive that's claiming they're not racist? Amanda Berry. That's right, Amanda Berry. Chief executive of BAFTAs. This has come after the Academy was criticized for the swath of white public school boys who were up for top awards this year. And that was when, all the nominees were white. And Amanda Berry is the same Amanda Berry who was the chief of BAFTA when there was the BAFTA So White thing, and she's claiming, oh, we're not racist. This is the same one that Prince William of the we are not very much not a racist family. That's the same one that he has chosen to head his royal foundation. You couldn't make this up. You just could not make this up. And then we got word yesterday that Earthshot, yes, the Earthshot Prize was nominated for a BAFTA. Yes, the very Earthshot Prize that bombed, the one that only got 3.1 million viewers out of 67 million people in the UK. Yeah, it was nominated for a BAFTA, which is the Virgin Media BAFTAs, which is the television version of the BAFTAs. Usually the BAFTA is the film version and the Virgin Media BAFTAs is the television. So it's got nominated for a BAFTA. And in case you didn't realize, Prince William is also the president of BAFTA. So basically, I mean, you just couldn't make this nonsense up. The president of BAFTA got nominated, at BAFTA for his Earthshot Prize, and also hired the former executive of BAFTA, to his foundation. And it's just like, these people will never change. It's like a cycle of, let's see who is the most racist person we can hire in here, and never reveal our diversity report. As you remember, they didn't do that. And for this very reason, it is ridiculous, the things that you see with them, And yes, who was it that mentioned this earlier? Yes, and you guys probably heard of this, and we talked about this before, that the British government has spent 20 million pounds making books about the Jubilee, the Queen's Jubilee, that is supposed to go to every primary school child. And so we talked about this in an earlier episode, and the Welsh government has decided we're not doing that. It's like, Welsh government confirms it won't be sending Platinum Jubilee books to school. They're like, if the school wants to have it, they can request it, but we are not doing that. I mean, this is so North Korea. Plus the fact that they took $20 million or 20 million pounds, I should say, hey, pounds, that they could have been feeding children, feeding the poor, feeding the hungry, getting housing for refugees coming in. They took that money and made books to give to primary school children to indoctrinate them to bow down to the monarchy. And so I'm glad that the Welsh government is like, we're not doing that, and then the conservative branch and, the Welsh conservatives, well, they're like, a Senate member has called the Welsh Labour nasty and accused them of blocking children from receiving a book to celebrate the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. She wrote on Twitter, "How sad that at Welsh government is spitefully blocking giving children of Wales a book to mark the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Welsh Labour is the true nasty party." I'm like, seriously? And it's just that, I don't know, royalists, y'all are, I don't know. This is so North Korea. Like, I can't imagine anyone wanting to make a book about themselves and being okay with making a book about herself to give to school. Like, that is just, I don't even understand it. I don't understand it. So, but anyways, let's see what you guys are saying. Let's see what this says. William and Kate has became the cleaners, thinking that they're actually charm some of the Caribbean, and it failed spectacularly on a world stage. Bahamas were brainwashed wannabe colonizers against their own people. Yeah. It really seemed they were brainwashed. At least now they're talking about, moving ahead and thinking about the Queen's role. But yeah, they were definitely like brainwashed. And yeah, that charm, like, I don't even know people, I guess one of the things I always think is like, a lot of reporters and people in that bubble, in the royal bubble, They do not have mirrors. They have blind spots when it's looking at themselves, because I don't know how they can do the things they do and really still think that they're charming, or they're making some kind of positive impact. It's it is amazing to me. So yeah, they definitely need mirrors. They don't have mirrors. So let's see. Anna says, all those Commonwealth countries need to get out from being under the thumb of the monarchy. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes. If only nature could have attacked when Neek and Sneak were visiting. Well, nature tried in the Bahamas. There was some rain, but it wasn't so much. I mean, I think the first day that was there was a lot of rain. But the rest of it, I don't think, so yeah. Let's see. And she did say, see, Will was merely acknowledging that slave trade was abhorrent. Apology for his ancestors hardly that would be an attack on their entire involvement in royal family. Yes, exactly. And that's why he didn't apologize, because that would be acknowledging that, yes, our family did this and we need to pay something. And they wouldn't want to part with their money, as we know. Yeah, let's see what else. Sharon says, first some say Harry and Meghan should shut up. Now they're upset that they haven't heard anything from Harry and Meghan. I know, these people, like, pick a lane, please. You want them to be quiet. They're quiet. Now you're like, well, why aren't you saying something? Why aren't you writing something? Why aren't you putting something? Yes. Sash says, they're schizophrenic. And yes, absolutely they are. These people are like, again, I have never ever seen people like this, and they are just like, they have no self-awareness whatsoever. It's incredible to me. So, oh my goodness. So yes, let's see what else. Harry and Meghan team is very diverse. Can't say the same for the others. Yeah, it's very diverse. I mean, I think, and not just racially diverse, but in the different parts of the world people are from, which brings in, because I know someone's from Cuba, another one is from, someone actually says, what's her name? Tasha Holness. I think it's Tasha is her first name. Their press person. Someone on Twitter, and I don't know how true this is, and I forgot to look it up, but they said that she is a relative of Prime Minister Andrew Holness. And I was like, really? And then I forgot to look it up. And so I was just like, oh, now that's interesting if that's the truth. So next podcast, I will check that out and see. But it's so great that they have people, I think Mandana Dayani is from, where is she from? I think the Middle East somewhere, I think. Oh, shoot. Next podcast, I'll have this information. I forgot. I knew, and then I forgot where she was from. But they have people from different parts of the world, which can bring, different perspectives. And then that's what I love about it as well. Let's see. Let's see who else. C-Max says, so basically he's giving himself a trophy because Harry earned an NAACP. Oh my gosh, it's so funny because someone on Twitter said the same thing, and I had the tweet and I didn't pull it into here, but they said the same thing. They actually said it back in February when that happened, when Harry and Meghan got the NAACP. They literally tweeted, and I'm gonna bring it the next podcast so you can actually see it. In February, when that happened, they tweeted that you want to see that William is going to want his own award, and lo and behold, there we go. So yes, C-Mac, you two great minds think alike. Exactly that, So let's see what else is happening. Okay, guys, if you haven't or if you have not heard about this, please go check out Sussex Timeline. It is a new timeline that squaddies have created. It is the most amazing timeline, the history of Harry and Meghan, going all the way back to when they were dating. Name it, videos, audio, articles, anything. There are 3D versions, 2D versions. I mean, if you go into the how-tos, there's a video there that will walk you through every single way that you can view this timeline. I was watching the video and I was floored. I'm telling you, the squaddies who put this together need some kind of award or something. Please go check out Sussex Timeline. I put the link in the show notes. Please, please, please go check it out. It is anything you want to know about Harry and Meghan from the time they were dating, straight up until now, with dates, times, articles, audio, video. I mean, it is incredible. And if you're on Twitter, please follow them. You guys are here on YouTube. They also have a YouTube channel. Please follow them. But I'm telling you, I am so proud of the squad. Like, this is a keepsake forever. It is wonderful. Such a great compliment also to Meghanpedia, which also has all kinds of receipts. And this is like, there are so many ways to view this, and the views are it's like kind of like a Star Wars kind of view. I mean, it is just, I'm so proud of squaddies. Like, geez, this is like the best group of people. I mean, so talented, so amazing. So please check out Sussex Timeline. It's sussextimeline.com. Or if you're on Twitter, definitely follow them. It is just, and really send them some flowers because they just did a fantastic job with this. So anyway, so let's look at some last few comments, last few ones. Let's see. I'm going through your comments. Where are you here? Let's see. Patty. Oh, Sash says, Pat. Oh, I think I just jumped in a conversation. Sorry, Sash. I jumped in your conversation. See, that's when you're like eavesdropping on people's conversation. Let's see. Lynn says, what has she achieved? What has she achieved to put in that Jubilee book? I would love to know. I would love to know what she's accomplished to put in that Jubilee book where children need to be bowing down to her. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable that you would be okay with somebody writing a book to give to school children about you to give to school children. I just don't even. Catalina says Bahamas will go nowhere. They do not want to have to. They do not want to have to join CARICOM. They're on their own. Right now it feels that way, even though, but I think with more and more islands, pulling out and removing the Queen, it'll put pressure on them to do something. I was just really irritated when what they did when Kate and William were there, and that they just literally bow down to Massa. And it was just like, are you serious? And I think with more and more Caribbean countries pulling, removing the Queen, it might put pressure on them to be like, okay, we need to get away from this, So yeah, I just think, yeah. Charlie say, to think the PPE wasted 122 million on this unusable product, also gave the Queen a bailout money on such a catastrophe. When others try to help feed children, it became a problematic. Yeah, I mean, the Queen got a bailout. Kids needed food. Marcus Rashford had to step in because, and then had to shame the Tories to, fund that program again. And they took $20 million to go write a book about the Queen. Let's see the last comment. Last one before we wrap up and run over and hang out with Baron. Let's see. Let's scroll all the way down and see. Vera said the squad will not let the racist British press and the racist British media rewrite history. Exactly. And this timeline, along with Meghanpedia, along with all the others, will do that. I mean, because a lot, again, we've mentioned this before, a lot of tabloids are going back and they're changing their articles. They're either deleting them or editing them and editing out the bad parts, which is what they're doing. That's why we have royal underscore Sussex. She archives all the articles to make sure that they are preserved. And now the timeline is also doing that. So it is wonderful. We're not going to let them rewrite history. Down the road, next generation is going to know what they have done. That's what they did with colonialism. That's what they did with the slave trade. They have destroyed a lot of the records. So we are not going to let them do that. So awesome. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thank you. Again, if you haven't already, please subscribe. If please subscribe to the channel. If you like what we do, or even if you're not, if you're just hanging out with us, definitely subscribe. If you're interested and you like what we do, please, if you want to support, if you like to support us, we do have PayPal, we do have Cash App. Another way that you can support us is by becoming a member of our channel. Yeah, we could be a part of the 2 Cents crew, have some, early notices for when I'm posting things, or have some perks as well. So please join us. Definitely another way that you can support us is by, we do have merchandise. Please, jump on the site and shop till you drop, I say. Also on the site, we do have, again, a link to the background there. If you're interested in art, please jump on there. The link is there. Or if you're just interested in getting some, clothing or mugs or bags or any of that stuff, any of those ways can support the channel. Again, there is no obligation. If you want to, we appreciate it. We appreciate your support. Thank you so much for all your wonderful comments. Please comment, and I will get to all your comments later today and tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I look forward to seeing all of you next time. Let's see who else is in the chat that I didn't get a chance to say hello to. Let's see. Julia Rock is in the chat. Let's see. Hang on one second. Let's see. Julia Rock. Kenneth is there. Sharon. Did I say Sharon? Did I say hello to you earlier? April May, Vera, Dory. I said hello to Dory. Hi, Joseph Bruno. Oh, Joseph had to leave. Okay, bye, Joseph. Let's see who else was there that I didn't get a chance to say hello to earlier. Maggie and Susie and Phyllis. Julie Rock, hey. Let's see. Vera. Let's see who else was in the chat that I didn't say hello to. Hi, Terry and Sugar Queen. And I think I said hello to Khadijah as well. Let's see who else was there that I didn't get to say hello to. Chantal and Six, hello. How are you guys doing? Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.